Hi everyone and welcome to another Bowl Scotland Q&A. Today we're going to be getting to know our National Development Officers who have been at the forefront of supporting our clubs in 2020. We'll also be speaking about the launch of our Club Support Guide and the importance that this will have for our clubs during the off-season. So just first of all guys, can you please introduce yourself and the districts that you cover?
Yep, certainly Dan, thank you. My name's Stuart Bell. I cover districts 1 to 10. I've been in NDO with Bowl Scotland for 5 years. The area that I cover obviously comes down from Highland and Islands. It goes along Morrisshire, Aberdeen, down to kind of Tayside, Angus, Perth. I've got Fife and then Falkirk, Stirling and Kilmarnock areas.
Hi everyone, I'm Daniel Baker. I'm one of the National Development Officers as well here at Bowl Scotland. I cover districts 11 to 24, which is pretty much everything across the Central Belt, with a little bit of Argyll and Bute.
Yep, I'm Lawra Cox. I'm the National Development Officer for districts 24 to 32. So that kind of takes in Renfrewshire, kind of all the way down the west coast and along down to Dumfries and Galloway.
Just to let people get to know yourselves a little bit better, can you tell us one fact about yourself and also something to do with you and bowling?
Yep, certainly Dan. I'm married, one daughter, age 13, and we've got my mum that stays with us as well. So I'm quite a family-orientated person. Started bowling back when I was about 13, 14 when my dad took me down to the Alma Brewery Club. Unfortunately, that's one of the clubs that's no longer here, and that was back in the days when it was out with the woods and they were numbered 1 to 4, so the grey hair and the age there. So when my dad passed away, I wasn't really a big single-hand player. I prefer the team games, and that's what I really like about bowls. But his dying wish that I would win the club championship at Alba, which I managed to achieve the following year. And then the year after that, I managed to qualify in the singles to get down here as well.
So for me, I started playing bowls almost 10 years ago now. I joined Motherwell, which is one of my local clubs, with my brother and a group of friends. We all joined within a couple of years of each other, and we've all came through playing the sport together, which for me became a real big part of why I play. You know, I really enjoy playing it for the social element. I really enjoy playing it just for a bit of fun. Another big part of my bowling life was playing with my granddad, you know, and that's something that I still really miss being able to do. My best achievement, I suppose, was I managed runner-up in my club championship last year before we didn't get a season this year. And a fun fact about me is that I can play with my left and my right hand.
So Darren, yeah, I've been bowling for 36 years. I started at the age of 12. My mum and dad, gran and grandpa were playing, and I thought, oh, that looks quite good. I'm going to try that. I absolutely love the sport, and it's so good to be able to be working in the sport. My best achievement is that I got an international cap in 2016, and I've continued to play for the Scotland team since then. And you know, I think it's just everybody's dream when you play a sport that you want to play for your country. So it's, you know, just absolutely amazing to have done that.
Absolutely. So Stuart, just moving on, this year's been different for people for a number of many reasons, but how difficult have you found the challenge of working from home, and how have you found your role change in that time supporting clubs?
Yeah, Dan, that's a really good question. Working from home's came with a lot of challenges and that from there. I've got a computer desk at my daughter's desk that's added like wood underneath it to try and lift up to a relevant height. And working from home, with the wife's working from home as well. As I say, we look after my mum as well, so she's here. So there's kind of the work-life balance challenge from there. But I still think that the fact that we've been able to work from home, and you know, whereas other people have, you know, maybe lost their job or other things, so there is always someone worse than yourself. But I really miss the face-to-face aspect of the job. That's the part of the job that I love the most, but we've not been able to do that. I did have about 8 tri-bowls events, weekends booked up for the start of the season, which was cancelled. So I really, really do miss that. But the focus had to move to funding and get the guidelines about to help the clubs and that from there. And that, you know, it just had to be done at the time, and we've moved forward.
Daniel, what measures of support have been put in place to support clubs throughout the season, and what engagement have we seen from clubs during this time?
Yeah, so a good question, Dan, because we obviously put the district split in place, you know, where we split the country up amongst the districts so that the 3 of us could provide that focused support to clubs. And I think, you know, since March, you know, the phones haven't stopped, the emails haven't stopped. It's been incredible to see so much engagement from clubs. And I think it's helped them having that point of contact and having that person that they can speak to. We've obviously produced quite a lot of guidance and quite a lot of different things. Navigating that, understanding what that means for clubs can be quite tricky and it's been quite hard at times, but we've been able to get it. And I think overall our message has been quite clear and consistent throughout this time. We've tried to point as much funding support available to clubs through different avenues and different ways they can try and access funding, and also has various webinars as well to try and support them, things like a social media webinar, like some Zoom webinars, because clubs couldn't do everything the way that they always got used to doing them, so they had to try and think a wee bit out of the box about how to do things like committee meetings online.
And Lawra, Daniel mentioned the 3 district splits that you've all been put into there. This is the first time we've used this structure as part of the Bold Scotland development team. So what's been the main benefits of working in that structure, and will it be continuing in 2021?
Yeah, Darren, we will be continuing this into 2021. I think we found that, it's allowed us to effectively deal with 840 clubs across Scotland, being able to district split it so that we're all focusing on these clubs. And I think clubs have found the benefit because they've got one point of contact, they can come to one person and you can build up those relationships with clubs. We've discovered that, working with district secretaries and the clubs, there's much more communications is happening out there, and that's definitely what we need to do and continue to do.
And Stuart, just moving back to you, there has obviously been so many challenges this year from a Bold Scotland point of view, but also our clubs as well. I guess, what have been the positives to come out of this year?
Yeah, Dan, I think that the positives is how clubs have adapted, how Bold Scotland's obviously met the changes as well. Their clubs have been fantastic and what we've had to do and meet lockdown and meet the restrictions. I think that real adaptability of our clubs has been fantastic. We've had to try and modernise bowls, so it's taken a traditional sport forward, and the clubs have met that and pushed it on. A lot of clubs have to take a lot of credit for driving a lot of the things. The business support grant, we helped a lot of clubs access that, but a lot of clubs were really proactive right at the beginning, lobbying like local politicians, councillors and that as well to make sure they got access to that. Bold Scotland came in on the back of that with the Club Crisis Fund, and we offered that to clubs that maybe couldn't get access to that, were in real, financial need. So, we adapted, put money aside, and there's still another Club Crisis Fund to come. So we've been great there. The clubs have come forward with looking for new members to join from the Frontline Workers campaign. So that's something we're looking to try and develop in the next year and beyond. And the kind of community aspect, I think the clubs have been fantastic. Clubs that have been out there at this difficult time, and then how they've supported the community. We've had like Haddington and Blairgowrie Bowling Club have kind of started community kitchens and how they've engaged with the community to support them. And then other clubs have raised, I think it was our Arbroath Bowling Club raised £900 for NHS. So it really proves that, the bowling club's, community at heart. And, we're in the heart of the community, and it's a community first. It's been fantastic.
Definitely. Daniel, I spoke about at the start that we've just recently launched our club support guide. So what's the main purpose of this, and what support will clubs gain through the support guide during the off-season?
Yeah, so this is something new for Bold Scotland to be able to produce, and it came on the back of the club surveys that we done during this COVID-19 pandemic, where we asked our clubs, how we were getting on, but also how other avenues that we could provide support to clubs and what they'd like to see more from us. So it just gives an overview of all that support that's available from the development team and from Bold Scotland as a governing body, and everything that they're able to access by being a member and by affiliating. Gives a clear structure to support clubs around things like club development, coach development, volunteer development, because we know how much our volunteers put into their clubs, so we want to try and help them as much as we can, and this is a good resource and a good tool that will hopefully do that.
And Lawra, just looking ahead, what are the main issues that we're expecting clubs to experience in 2021, and what can the development team do to help them?
Yeah, thanks, Darren. So we know there was lots of members didn't go back to their clubs in 2020, so it's about clubs looking at trying to get those members back for 2021. So we know that finances are going to be really difficult for clubs just because they've had limited finances in 2020. And we know that, that they have to do something to encourage the members back in 2021. So it's just just to reiterate to everybody out there, the National Development Officers are here to help and support you. You know, we've got lots of ideas to grow membership. So, you know, get in touch with us. You know, we're here to help, and come and speak to us. The other thing that we're doing as National Development Officers over kind of November to March, we'll be running club workshops. So we'll be doing governance workshops, safeguarding workshops, financial planning workshops. You know, get yourselves booked on there, and hope that can help you through the winter months, so that we can be ready for season 2021 to start.
Just finally, guys, for all our clubs and members watching this video, do you have any kind of final key messages that you want to get out there? And, you know, what are the upcoming events to look out for? Lawra just mentioned the club networking events there that will be so crucial.
Yeah, I think for me, Dan, I think the message is, look, we don't know what next year's going to look like. We've had a chance this year to look at how we operate. We've a chance to look forward and you know, think about our club, think about where it is in the community, and how we can best, you know, run our club, be more efficient. There are opportunities coming up to engage with the development officers. We are a free resource. We are a resource to come where people can come and get help and support. And please use us. The sport is going to face more challenges next year. We don't know what that looks like, but there is support and help from each and every one of us. So please come and ask.
I think as well, you know, we're going to be launching the online capitation system, which is going to be something new, and that's going to be something that clubs have already started engaging with the testing phase of it, and that's just going to be something new. It's going to just modernise a way that some things are done, and that's just because of just the situation that we find ourselves in. You know, that we've really had to put a lot of emphasis and a lot of work behind that, and the team leading that have done a great job. And I think as well, yeah, Stuart's right. You know, we don't know what next year is going to look like. So the most important thing, you know, is everybody has to stay safe, but everybody is that members keep supporting our clubs. You know, because without their clubs, without the members, clubs wouldn't be there.
Yeah, I think for me, you know, just saying the same as Daniel and Stuart, you know, we've got vast experience as members of bowling clubs as well as national development officers. So please use us, please come and talk to us. You know, we know what difficulties clubs are facing, and you know, we are here to help. So just get in touch with us.
Thanks, guys. Well, that brings us to the end of this Q&A session. Thank you everyone for watching. Hopefully you found the information in this video useful. If you have any questions or your club would like to ask anything, you know, please get in touch with the guys. Their contact details will be shared as part of this video. So, you know, give them an email, give them a call, anything you want to ask will be there to help you. Thanks again, everyone, for watching, and stay safe.